Hey everybody, this is Daryl, aka The D from the Simply Incredible podcast, and today I finally got part 4 of my graded books, my CGC and CBCS books. And first off, happy Easter, everyone. I hope you all are having a great day, staying safe. Unfortunately, for the most part, staying inside. But gosh, I know so many people that aren't listening to this advice, but oh well, live and learn. But we'll go through this last section of it. And also, one other thing, be sure to hit that comment button, that like button, that subscribe button. That way you always get my content. I really do appreciate that. And I also decided with this video to add one more comic that I can't get graded. It's a treasury edition. So at the end of these, if I remember, which is very unlikely, I will show you guys that book as well. Let's go. Let's dig into them. Starting off with, picked this book up at San Diego Comic-Con 2018. Stan Sakai sketch, Usagi Yojimbo. I first saw him at the IDW booth, and I went over and talked to him. Shockingly, there was almost no line. I think there was like 5 people in line, which stunned me, really. I guess, you know, I'm a Usagi fan. A lot of people don't know who Usagi Yojimbo is, so I get it. But at the same time, I was like, really? No one? So, yeah, I was talking to him. He signed a few things. It was awesome. And I didn't even think about, hey, do you know any sketches? He's at that booth, so obviously he's not at the booth. And then I looked at the planner and everything. I was like, wait, he's got his own booth. So I went over. He's like, yeah, I'll definitely do one for you. I mean, obviously you got to pay for it. But so I ran to the IDW booth and got this blank variant. And the rest is history. So that was pretty awesome. Very, very happy to add that awesome sketch to the collection. And one thing I didn't notice when I first got it, actually when I got it back from grading, I was like, holy crap, there's a turtle on here. He put a turtle in the water. I was like, that's pretty awesome. So that's cool. Next, these two books go together. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. From IDW. This is from 2018, issue 81. We got kind of the old school version and the color version. Both of them signed, and I think they both have, yeah, they both have a little turtle sketch on them. So very happy to add these to the collection. Now, I actually don't even know how many of these was printed. It is from the Wasatch Comic Con. I don't know where that's at. Actually, won them on Facebook for the real cheap. I was very happy to get them. So I was looking at the barcode to see what was on it. It's retailer incentives, you know, because they're con exclusive. But very happy to add those two to the collection. I picked this one up on a Facebook auction. It is the 30th anniversary special of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And it is signed by Eastman right there in the middle. It is a 9.8. It's a really thick book, and it's in a really thick case. So very happy to add this to the collection. And there's one thing I noticed about this. This is the first Turtles book that I've seen that he has signed that he did not have a little turtle sketch on it. Really interesting. When I met him in San Diego and I had a few books signed by him, he put the little turtle on every one of them. It's interesting. Very interesting. But I got it cheap, so it is what it is. Next, got these two books. They kind of go together also. This is from 2017, Teen Titans 12. First appearance of the Batman Who Laughs. And there he is up in that corner right there. I come back at 9.6. I was hoping for that 9.8. I was hoping for a 10, but I mean, 9.9 and 10. I mean, what's the point of even have those listed if it's almost impossible to get? which I find to be absolutely ridiculous. But that's just me. So I was kind of hoping to eventually get a 9.8. Going through my collection, I actually found that I had purchased 2 of this book. Sent it in, come back 8, 9.8, 9.6. It's all right, though. It's all right. Yeah, back when I actually had an LCS, yeah, I would go every week and pick up my books. Spend way too much money. Way too much money. Now the closest one is probably 40, 50 miles away, and I'm just not going. I mean, obviously right now during the things we got going on, I'm not, but I actually quit getting new books, and man, I have saved a ton of money. Next is Thanos, number 13, Donnie Cates Thanos. Come back at 8.0. Another one of those books I bought at the LCS back when I had one, and my dumb butt just didn't really look at the book before I sent it in. I did not get it pressed, and I can't remember if it was it was something that was wrong with it. I remember it was just one of those things. If I just looked at it, I was like, well, dang, I wouldn't have sent that book in. I think there was a tear on the spine, I believe. But, yeah, it is what it is. I've since learned to really look a little harder at stuff before I send them in. At the same time, I'm just like, I'm sending it in anyway. You guys watched my videos from last week, maybe earlier this week. The books I'm thinking about sending in. There's some of them I probably shouldn't send in, but I probably will at some point, just because. Next, a couple months ago, back in February, at one of the local conventions, I picked this book up. It is Transformers number 1. That's an 8.5, which for me, I think that's pretty good. At some point, I might want to try to upgrade to a minimum of a 9 to 9.4. I would like to go all the way up to that 9.8, but they just get kind of expensive. So I went ahead and picked this up. Got a good deal on it. Not an absurdly great deal, but a good deal on it. It was great, too, because that night after the show, me and some of the guys, we went and did a podcast. Had an absolute blast. If you get a chance, go back and check out that podcast. It was so much fun. It was, like I say, back in February. It was awesome. We had so much fun. Next is Underworld Blood Wars number 1. Signed by my girlfriend, Miss Kate Beckinsale. Don't tell her. She doesn't know she's my girlfriend. Nice. I just think this is one of those books that I'm so happy to have. 9.8. Very nice. Very nice. Very glad to have that in the collection. This one is a book I picked up at a show a couple years ago. And it was in one of the boxes. I think I might have paid, I want to say maybe $5. Maybe. It is Universe X. It is a no numbered variant. Signed by Alex Ross. Boatright. What's his name? Doug Braithwaite. Which I know I'm mispronouncing his name because it's what I do. And Jim Kruger. Not Freddie. Jim. That's, like I said, I think it was 5. It was like 5 or 10 that I paid for this book. It had a COA with it at the time, but that is, they didn't send that back to me, I don't believe. But I'm very happy to have added this book to the collection. That great Alex Ross artwork. Next, I have a long run of the Walking Dead books. 1, 2, 3, about 6 of them, 7 of them. All right, we start off with, hey, this one's actually in a Mylar. I've got to get a lot of Mylars for my books too. I keep forgetting to do that. The Walking Dead number 2, signed by Kirkman and Moore, right? Yep, Robert Kirkman and Tony Moore. Huh. There you go. Got this for a very good deal. It's actually an eBay pickup. There you go. That's pretty awesome. There's more. There's Kirkman, which can't read. That is one of my pet peeves about signatures when you can't read them. Drives me nuts. Just drives me nuts. But there we go. Oh, by the way, that is also the first appearance of Carl and Lori Grimes. And also first appearance of Glenn. Glenn, one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite character. Next is issue, what issue is this? Issue 3. There we go. 9.6. Got that for a pretty good deal. My guess is I haven't looked them up or anything, but I would assume they've probably come down some since I bought them. I bought them in early 2019, I think. I think that's when it was. But very happy to have this one. Let's see who. First appearances of Alan, Donna, Billy, Ben, Jim, Dale, Carol, Sophia, Amy, and Andrea. One of my favorite characters, Andrea. Been a big fan of that character. Really liked her. Carol, cannot stand her. I'm one of the few. Everybody seems to love Carol, even though it seems like every season she finds a way to run off and ends up getting people she knows killed. Come on, Carol. You're better than that. Well, obviously, you're not because you keep doing it, but still, it's not the point. Next, issue 9. What is this? Death of Donna and the first appearance of Otis. 9.4. Yeah, the first, about 10 issues or so were really, really scarce. I think issue 2 may actually have a slightly lower print run than issue 1, if I'm not mistaken. This one, I'll be honest, surprised me. I really expected 9.8 on this issue. Beautiful, beautiful issue. I looked this thing over 10 ways from Sunday. I thought for sure this was going to be a 9.8. Issue 10 come back a 9.6. First appearances from the farmhouse. Herschel, Maggie. Let's see, who all was it? Herschel, Lacey, Arnold, Maggie, Billy, Rachel, and Susie the Greens. But I really, really thought this was going to be a much higher grade than it ended up being. Oh, by the way, I love the backs on these too, these early issues. I love how that looks. All got that good little background on it. So, I like I say, I got this one off eBay and it was ungraded. But when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, this thing is near mint. I actually thought mint. No, not going for it. Picked this one up on one of the auctions here on YouTube. It is The Walking Dead number 15. This is the D cover, and it is signed by Kirkman. Actually picked this up, I believe, before I picked up the other one that was signed, issue 2. Got this for a really good deal. Again, they probably have come down a little bit since I bought these, but still, glad to have a couple of Kirkman autographs. I actually tried to get, in San Diego, a couple years, tried to get his autograph and never could get him. And you have to be right at the Image booth, pretty much right as they open, to be able to get a ticket to get that autograph. And here's what I'm talking about, the backs of the newer books. You know, they don't have that same feel to them like they did early. This one is issue 192. Last year at San Diego, they had a private signings with Kirkman and a bunch of other artists, which some of the books you should have already seen if you watched the first 3 episodes of this mini-series. Kirkman was one, Jim Lee, Amanda Connor, Jimmy Palmiotti. Gosh, I think Marv Wolfman was one. There was a few more. Who was the one? There was one I wanted, but he canceled out last year, and gosh, why can't I remember who it was? Joe Jusko. Joe Jusko. But the previous year, I actually had met him and got him. He signed one of my sketch variants that I just got a whole bunch of artists to sign. So that way I didn't have to take 100 books with me. So it just made it easier for me. And next is the final episode, final book of The Walking Dead, number 193. I really didn't like the way that this series, I felt like it was going along really, really well, and then it's over. But in this book, there's the back of it. But in this book, toward the back, he has, about a 5-page write-up about how, he felt that he was actually going to cancel it a lot earlier. Stop doing it a lot earlier, but he just kept going with it. And he just felt like, it's just time. I just feel like if he said, basically, he feels like if he just keeps going, he's just going to keep rehashing ideas over and over. And I get that. But, come on, do it for me. But at the same time, I do get it. One of my favorite covers of all time. I'll have to get another one of these. I bought this at a show. It was ungraded, and I sent it in. This was before I really understood about pressing, about really how the grades really worked. So now I know, should not have sent this book in. Wonder Woman number 614, 9.0. Gosh, I love this cover. Alex Garner, absolutely amazing cover. And it is, I think they said it had like a little split somewhere. I don't remember what it was. Again, this is before pressing. I was like, hey, she get it pressed. I didn't know any of that stuff at that time. I just thought you send it in, and when it comes back, it's graded. I'd never got really too many books graded at this point. And there's the back of it. One of the greatest movies oh, no, it's not. But it's before I was in baseball cards when I was younger, and which I still love baseball cards. And I still do a few videos here and there when I get some stuff. Back in the day, you sent the card in and it come back graded. There was no pressing, there was no this, that, or the other. You just send it in and get it graded. Kind of assume that's how it was with comics as well. I've since learned. Learned a lot. All right, 3 books left, and then that treasury that I wish they would grade. X-Men number, what is this? Number 1, The Messiah Complex. I think this is... It just, man, in my mind, I feel like this is more than just a regular book. But it is a variant cover. I picked this up at a show, and I think in my mind, I'm thinking it was like $10. I think they had 20 on it, then they had half price. I was like, for 9.6 and, half price, why not? And I picked up this, and it was a Thor book that I also picked up. You watched one of my last videos. Is the Thor book that was wasn't great. It was graded, but it was the like the movie one that had all the actors on it, which I thought was awesome. This one actually come back a little bit higher grade than I anticipated. Again, at that private signings last year in San Diego, I wasn't going to send anything in. Then like 2 days before the show, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to be able to get these autographs any other way for a good price. So I went ahead and shipped it in. It come back at 9.4. It is, was it 244? 248. Uncanny X-Men 248. This is the first work of Jim Lee on X-Men, and it is signed by Jim Lee. I'm a big fan of Jim Lee, but dang, it's another one of his autographs I cannot stand. Look at that. It's like, let's just put a bunch of loops on there and we're done. Tell you, Mike Zeck has a great autograph. If you haven't seen his signature, great signature. Next time he's at a show that I can get some stuff signed, I definitely am. Absolutely awesome signature. And now the book that might have put the nail in the coffin on comic books for a long time. This is X-Men #1. This is the A cover. Come back a 9.4. Again, with these books, and this one as well, again, I got it last year at San Diego through their private signings. And yeah, like I said, like 2-3 days before the show, you know what, I'm going to send some books in. So I'm actually, again, surprised at 9.4 on this one. So very happy about that one. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. CBCS. I got this one online. I just thought about that. This is one of the ones I got online. The other Jim Lee ones that I got were Batman books. Forgot about that. I bought this on one of the online auctions. Can't remember which one it was, but that's where I got that one from. It was funny because I was looking at that and I was like, that label looks weird. Oh, wait, that's CBCS, not CGC. On the last book. One of the, for me, kind of one of my grails in my collection. Last year, or year before, it might have been 2017. Wow, time flies. I put out a list of the top 10 books I want to get that year. This was #1. And I actually picked it up, it might have been in January of that year, maybe early February. And it is Superman versus Muhammad Ali. The Treasury Edition, and I will tell you, this is a high-grade book. Honestly, if I were grading it, which I'm a horrible grader, it's on a scale of 1 to 10, it's about a 14. But in all seriousness, I would say it's a good 7.5 to 8. Not good as being a grade. Because good is well lower than 7.5 to 8. High grade on this one. Beautiful pages inside. Love the artwork on it. One of my favorite books. I was so happy to finally get this one. And I'd seen it at other places. One place that used to be open kind of locally, they had one on the wall. I was like, how much is that one? And it was beat up, like corners rounded. And they were like, that's 100. I was like, gosh, no, can't do it. And this one right here, again, I would say probably around an 8. And I ended up paying, he had 175 on it. And I think I offered 150 and he took it. I'm pretty sure it was 150. But this was, like I said, like 2 years ago. One of the real true grails of my collection. Absolutely love this book. But that's all I got. That is all of my graded books. All this good fun stuff. But happy Easter. Remember, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell so you guys know when my new stuff comes out. I'm trying to do more stuff, especially since I've got nothing else to do for a while. You'll probably be seeing me doing some live streams coming up and all that good fun stuff. But that's all I got. And you guys, have an incredible day.